Last time on Heathen's Garage.
Well, folks, bright and early in the morning. I've been at this thing for a couple hours already, and everything's just right back to where it's supposed to be. We changed wastegate springs and bolted the seat down because apparently I missed two of the bolts, and we're packing up and getting out of here. We'll see you when we get there. So there's a reason you shouldn't do things at 11 o'clock at night. We made it about, 2 miles. And the thing was running like 215 degrees. And it's like, that's hotter than it was with the old fan. How can that be? So I spun her back around and came back. Blew a boost tube off immediately that I'd loosened yesterday and forgot about. And then realized that I'd wired the fan spinning in the wrong direction. And somehow tested it and thought it was fine. The blades liked the correct orientation, but it was going the wrong direction. So that wasn't very efficient. We got it swapped around and we're going to try and leave again. Aside from the false start, we have successfully made it to Three Hills Car Show. Now we're going to wander around through the car show. We've got lots of time for drag racing registration, so kind of want to wander around and just have a quick peek at all the stuff to see, and then we'll go to our racetrack. We're not parked as part of the car show because we don't belong, but we're parked just off to the side so someone can look at it if they really want, I guess. Now folks, I failed to take any pictures or video at the actual car show, but if you go over to the Cruise Culture Magazine YouTube channel, you'll find that Brian Holsey did a video covering just that event. You should go check it out. If not because of that, just because it's a baller YouTube channel. It was just a whirlwind from when we got here to when we teched and when we lined up to racing. We're basically ready already. I love an airport race trip. Best part is, there's no trees at the end or timing lights or anything. You don't really get to see what's going on. You don't know until you get back what your time was. We are lined up against, pre-1972 Dodge, half a ton. He's got big tires and got a Hillborn air intake deal, so it's probably faster than this. All right, around the water box we go. Oh, you might get a good view of the Dodge through the burnout. Put the light there, and it left like a dog, and then I let it sit against the rev limiter, and I have no idea what happened. It didn't feel fast though. No way. We just saw Richard Guido. That's pretty cool. He's here. He's racing. He's a big deal. If you don't know who Richard Guido is, just check out his YouTube channel. Or better yet, Google Canadian Chuck Norris. It's not that it bogs or anything, it's just the torque converter stalling at 1200 RPM is not helping us out. The time, incidentally, was a 990 at 83 miles an hour, or 82 point something anyways, which is good enough for mid 8s. So it's definitely making horsepower, just not where I want it to. We're lined up again. We're gonna go do another hit and see what happens. We'll try and shift on time. I think it was overall a better pass. All right, that felt better, I think. The turbo doesn't light till like the 660, which is like kind of funny, but also it is not an effective way of being fast. I think the mile an hour is really there. We got the time from the last run. It was a 9.8 and another 82, 83 miles an hour. That's wild mile an hour for the time it's running. So like we need to get a converter in this thing, but in the meantime, they called us up for time trials, so I guess we do a time trial qualifying and then we go into some sort of racing action. We're gonna go do another run. This time we're gonna leave on like whatever I can get out of it for throttle down. We'll see what happens there. We backed the timing off just a hair as well to keep it safe. Whoops, I just double bumped you. Sorry, bud. I didn't mean to. I just rolled too far. Well, good. He got in. That's all that matters. That felt like a better pass. Also, we had to wait for the other guy at the end, and that was pretty good feeling. Like, he was racing a Hyundai Tucson, but, you know, it's good to know the Jeep is faster than a Hyundai Tucson, or whatever it is. Accent? I don't know. It's an SUV looking thing. We also gave brother Steve the keys for a lap, and this is how that went. We have done our time trials. We let Steven take a hit in it, which, I don't know, he was signed up as a driver. I don't know if that's frowned upon or not, but it was just time trial, so we let it ride. Happily, brother Steve was slower than me, so that's a good thing. We're waiting for a bracket race now. I'm not any good at bracket racing. It's pretty rare that I go more than a round or two. I'm here to play and have fun, and I'm excited. I'll do the bracket race and we're gonna try, but it's not, like, we don't expect to win nothing. Mostly, we expect to have a good time. And honestly, like, if this was our whole day, I'd be totally content with that. Like, it has been a good day. My dear wife is here with me, and that just makes it so good. Brother Steve had his Jensen out too, so that's pretty cool. I didn't really get any good videos of it, but he's running actually just slightly quicker at way less mile an hour. So we'll see what happens there. We had a driver's meeting after the time trials. There was poker chips. They said they're gonna build ladders for a while. Now they've got us all lined up at cones, and I guess we get to race. We had one advantage in a bracket race, and that is with all-wheel drive, it leaves very consistently, and we were really looking forward to that. Unfortunately, I'm paired against the Porsche Cayman, or a Porsche Cayenne, or I don't know. It's an SUV Porsche that is also all-wheel drive. So any advantage I have is now gone, and I expect to be taken out in the first run. But that's okay, because we've already had 5 runs.
My Jeep Cherokee I'm driving now doesn't quite look like that. Wish it did. Going up against Red Bull out of Cologne in the 2014 Porsche Cayenne, the GTS, 4.8 liter V8. Cherokee wins it. The Cherokee takes him out.
How about that? Come on, bro. I smell smoked something. I don't know if I had a transmission drop or what happened there? I see our light on, which is kind of cool. We did not catch that Porsche, but I do see that our wind light is on, and I don't know why. Maybe he red lit, or maybe he ran too fast. I don't exactly know. Did not shift like it was supposed to. I'm a little concerned we may have just launched the transmission. That's not going to stop us from continuing to drive it, but I don't think it was happy about that shift at all. So what happened is, the other guy broke out. We were asleep at the line, and we were way off our dial in, and then what happened is we won anyways, even though we should have lost. But he was too fast, so we won. Bracket racing's kind of complicated, but basically you gotta run what you say you're gonna run and not faster than that. And he ran faster than what he said he was gonna do, so we won. What we might try this time, since the transmission made a bad smell last time, might just put it in drive and cruise her down. We dialed our time a little slower and we'll just try and win that way, I guess. We have definitely blown an exhaust gasket, and that may not serve us well. Oh, and we double bumped him by accident. Okay, he was there. We lost. And that's probably okay, given the state of our transmission and exhaust leaks. But hey, it is much better that it happens to us now than a miles of mayhem. You probably got to see what I did there. I went to shift and I don't know, I fumbled. I completely fumbled it up. That's what happened. There's no point in trying to argue it. I was in drive. I said I was going to be in drive. And then I was like, no, I want first. And I pulled it into first. And I was like, no, I want drive. And then I put it into neutral. And it, well, she banged back into gear. But I don't think it was healthy.
That, folks, was the laugh of a guy who was really surprised when he found out he won because the other guy broke out.
We were asleep at the light. We blew the shift completely. We ran a 10-2, which given the fact that I threw the thing into neutral, I'm surprised about, but hey, we'll take it. Like, it's not the way to win. I'm not impressed with myself or the car. But, you know, we're lined up again. We're going another round. And there is a possibility that we may have somehow got a buy run, and I don't know why or how that was decided, but I think there's a possibility we did. And this is definitely the furthest I've ever gone bracket racing. We've blown both header gaskets for sure now. This time I'm just gonna leave it in drive. That's how we're racing the rest of this race. It is not okay, this transmission. We want to try and save it. We let it shift itself. We want to like keep our foot to the floor so it's consistent, but we just want to drive down. Also, of note, Brother Steve is still in this thing. Somehow. He didn't even want to win. So, the deal is, we're in the semifinals, and we're racing Brother Steve. His car is right behind ours. It's never been on the channel before, because it's, you know, a little too nice for Heathen's garage. So this is the car in question. It's a 70 something Jensen Interceptor. It has a big block Mopar 440. And it's got the same kind of camshaft that the Jeep does, which is a thumper cam. There's one other thing worth noting, and that's he legitimately won all his races, and I just got lucky with breakouts and a bye. So this will probably go well. We're racing Brother Steve in the semi-final. That means whichever one of us wins is going to be runner-up from this whole event. Brother Steve pointed out one of us could be the winner of this whole event, but I reminded him that probably won't happen. This is another just put it in drive and we'll go down. We wrote our dial in as exactly what we ran last time. We'll try and cut a light, and that's all we can do.
We got that Cherokee, Heathen's garage. 78 Cherokee, driven by Heathen Vanderwellen. Going up against the Interceptor, driven by Steve Vanderbilt. I think we got a set of family here. Heathen and Steve, see, they got the same last name. In Three Hills, that means you're related. Interceptor's looking pretty hot again. No!
Oh, no! I saw the wind light, na 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 na. We're going to the final! Woo! See, that was uncalled for, I apologize. Mr. Guido gave me a thumbs up. We beat my brother Steve, and we're gonna be runner-up. And that's like the best day ever. Now folks, just before we watch the final race, I'd just like to say there was a 0.029 difference between Steven and I when we pulled across the finish line. It was less than a fender. I also wanted to thank the Hannah Cruisers Car Club for organizing the event, and give one final shout out to Cruise Culture Magazine. If you go subscribe, you might see a few of these pictures again in a future issue. Okay, this is it, folks.
Here we go, sportsman final. No red light here, boys. Here we go, the sportsman final. No red light here, boys.
If we'd have had the light, I think we would have had him. It's been a heck of a day, folks. I'm pretty sure we just got runner-up. And I'm pretty stoked about that. Like, winning would have been better, but not gonna lie, like for the Jeep's first like competition, by sheer luck, obviously, but by sheer luck to go that far, we're very happy. Folks, we got ourselves a plaque. You know, I've never come this close to winning anything in racing. And we got a check for $300. I've never won any money in racing. You might say today was a good day. Thanks for watching Heathen Garage. Bye.